What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Keeping Up with the Commanders. We are somehow 4-4. I don't know how, but we are on a 3-game winning streak. We beat the Bears, we beat the Packers, and now we've beaten the Colts. And next week we have the Vikings. So I don't know how, but we are, I think, half a game back or 1 game back from being in the playoffs. If you told me that a month ago, I don't know what we would have done because, I mean, I would have to guess Carson Wentz got hurt or something, or we put in Heineke, which we did. So we are 4-4 now, about a half game back or 1 game back from being in the playoffs or getting that last playoff spot in the NFC. It's a weaker NFC, so we definitely have a chance at making the playoffs. I could definitely see all 4 NFC East teams making the playoffs this year, which, especially with the NFC South being horrendous, and I'm just gonna say only one team's gonna make it out of that division. I don't know if it's gonna be the Falcons, who are in first place right now, the Panthers, who that offense is looking really good, especially in that run game, or if it's gonna be the Bucks, who have struggled a lot recently. I don't think it's going to be the Saints, as the Saints, they aren't that great. I know they just blew out the Raiders, but I don't think they're going to make it through that their second half of the season. But besides that, Heineke, Terry McLaurin, that duo went off against the Indianapolis Colts. Heineke was 23 of 31 on the day, over 270 yards through the air, a touchdown. He ran some as well. Terry McLaurin, in his homecoming game in Indianapolis, he had 6 catches on 8 targets, 113 yards, including the big clutch catch that was like 34 yards or something on that final drive of the game, which was a beauty in itself. We went like 90 yards or something, but that was an absolute crazy drive. Terry McLaurin, he's done miracles on me or something, because he is incredible and he's worth every single penny of his $71 million or $72 million contract. So I even think we got a steal in that thing, because Terry McLaurin is an absolute game changer. And when he's on the field, the offense is just like so much better. One thing I do want to mention, the offense is definitely better than with Carson Wentz, because I don't know if it's just motivation or something, but the offense with Carson Wentz is just not that great, and the play calling definitely needs to be better if you're Scott Turner. The only reason why Scott Turner isn't fired right now is because we keep on winning games somehow, and it doesn't matter how you win it. It just matters that if can you win it, and we have won each of these last 3 games. Now, each of these last 3 games have looked absolutely horrendous on the offensive side of the ball and on some on the defensive side of the ball as well. But it doesn't matter how you win; it just can you win it, and we've won. So we're 4-4. Now let's move to the defensive side of the ball. Bobby McCain and Jonathan Allen each leading the team with 8 tackles. Jack Del Rio definitely needs to. I mean, he's had some good games against the Packers and against the Bears and the Colts, but these aren't the best offenses in the NFL. We did hold Jonathan Taylor to only, I believe, like 76 yards on 16 carries, which for one of the best running backs in the NFL, that is completely fine with me. Sam Ehlinger, in his first NFL career start, 17 of 23, 201 yards. He did not play a bad game at all. He was throwing it downfield a lot. The secondary definitely let up some big plays. We need to step up on that secondary a little bit. 47-yard pass to Alec Pierce, 38-yard pass to Paris Campbell, a 28-yard run from Paris Campbell. These big plays have definitely been killing us over the last few weeks, and they were killing us again in this game, and was really one of the reasons why we almost lost this game. So it was pretty interesting. But in terms of the pass rush, we got the Sam Ehlinger twice for a total of 12 yards. One of them being Deron Payne, and another one, I don't even know who, but on the ESPN.com website, it just says team. So it was a pretty solid day for the pass rush, but definitely could have been better. In terms of the special teams, Joey Sly made his only field goal, which was from like 28 yards or something, but made both extra points as well. Definitely need to make all of his kicks if we wanted to win a 1-point game. We won 17-16 over the Colts. Tress Way, of course, the people's punter, 6 punts for almost 300 yards and having 4 of them inside the 20-yard line. He could have been maybe NFC Special Teams Player of the Week, but I mean, hey, I feel like he can be special teams player of the week every week because he punts so much. So we have him for a reason when our offense is just absolutely dead. He flips the side of the field a lot. In terms of the run game, I didn't actually talk about that. Taylor Heineke, 6 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 4 carries for 29 yards. Brian Robinson had 8 carries for 20 yards. Here's the thing with Brian Robinson is that I know he's a great story and stuff, and his return and everything, but he's gotten a lot of carries, and he hasn't really had a great yards per carry average. This game, he only had 2.5. And in both of the other 2 games, he had under 4. And 4 is like the big number of if you average more than 4 yards per carry, you're a pretty solid running back. And he has not done that once, I believe, so far this season. In the regular season, Antonio Gibson had 7 carries for 19 yards. J.D. McKissick had 2 carries for 6 yards. A lot of people are running the ball for Washington, but run game never really got going, not even 100 yards for one of the best rushing offenses in terms of the last few weeks. It's been one of Washington's strengths. So run game never really got going in the offensive either. All right, now I know it's a little bit quicker episode, but one last thing here before this episode comes to an end: the trade deadline. When this episode comes out, the trade deadline will be over. As it ends at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday as well. As I'm recording this, it is 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we are about 2.5 hours out from the trade deadline. So far, we've seen guys like T.J. Hawkinson surprisingly get moved today. We've seen Kadarius Toney last week get moved. We saw Roquan Smith on Monday get moved. I think the reports is the only guy that Washington is willing to trade right now, unless an offer like blows them away, is William Jackson. And I think this has been pretty obvious for the last few weeks. He's been hurt and not playing during these last few games. And I saw a report, I think it was Jeremy Fowler who reported it. I want to give credit to who it was. I think it was Jeremy Fowler, but okay. We have breaking news as I'm recording this. The Steelers are trading Chase Claypool to the Bears as I'm recording this. So I just want to point that out there. I'm trying to find the report on William Jackson. As William Jackson, he's most likely going to be cut after the trade deadline if we don't find a trade partner. But Chase Claypool, Aaron Mirov with the breaking news. Oh, is it Field Yates actually with the breaking news? The Bears are trading for Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool. This is going to be interesting, but I guess I'm going to talk about this for a little. I know this is a Commanders podcast, but first time we're getting breaking news during an episode. Chase Claypool to the Bears. The Bears definitely need a wide receiver. Bringing in Chase Claypool, who I believe is in the third year of his rookie contract. So it's a solid wide receiver for the Bears, but I don't think it's going to put him over the edge or anything. It's just, I mean, he's going to come in as the wide receiver too there. So it's a good deal. We'll see what they have in compensation, but I mean, Bears finally getting a wide receiver. Of course, they traded away Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn already here in the last few weeks. So, I mean, pretty solid trade for the Bears. Pretty solid trade for the Steelers. Again, we'll see what the compensation is, but I guess breaking news on during a podcast episode. That's a first. So that is interesting to watch. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Keeping Up with the Commanders. I know there won't be an episode next week. Actually, I'm going to be on vacation, so there won't be an episode next week. But the episode after that will be a recap of the Vikings game. Will be a recap of, I forgot who we play after that, but I think it's the let me look. It's the Monday night. Okay, so we play the Vikings, and then after that we play the Eagles on a Monday night. So that episode will be probably coming out on Wednesday the 16th or something like that. I mean, we'll see what happens, but we got a Monday night game against the Eagles after the Vikings. So two crucial games coming up. After that, it'll be an easy stretch: Texans, Falcons, and then Giants twice actually with the bye in between, as the Giants look like they are beatable and they're not for real. So that's going to do it for this episode of Keeping Up with the Commanders. All the links to my socials are in the description below. Feel free to follow. That's going to do it. See you guys in the next one. Peace.